name is Rose Gaming, and if this is your first time tuning in on this channel, welcome! I do a bunch of artsy things here related to my favorite video games and other fandoms. Today, I'm going to be getting into two of my Pokémon OCs, Everest Iceborn and Strawberry Milk. So let's get started! Warning! Pokémon Legends ZA character spoilers ahead. Everest Iceborn is a girl who lives in Kalos and moved there from Unova. She likes fashion, idols, and singing. Seems like a simple, bubbly BFF type, right? That's where you're wrong. Everest Iceborn has another side to herself. Not a split personality per se, but more of a dark side. She doesn't show this side to many, but in reality, she is cold-hearted, morally gray, and a proficient liar. She's a bit of a yandere, and really doesn't like not getting her way. Everest takes the role of the player in my Legend ZA fanfiction, and she comes from one where Chris from Deltarune gets sent to Lumiose City for the events of Pokemon Legend ZA, and they lose their memory, and Everest and Chris really hit it off during this time, becoming really good friends. However, Everest doesn't show Chris the dark side of herself at this time. Chris ends up becoming the 5th member of Team MZ, and kind of fills the role of a second player, moving up the ranks with Everest and calming the rogue Mega Evolved Pokemon. Over this time, Everest falls deeply in love with Chris. However, eventually, Chris gets their memories back and heads back to their normal world of Deltarune. In the same fanfiction, Chris is also dating Bradley. After learning this, Everest loses herself to her jealousy and embraces the dark side of herself. Also, through her bloodline, Everest also gains ice magic, same as Noelle's in the Dark World. She hasn't trained enough to use Snowgrave yet, but it's a possibility. About Everest in general. Everest is 15 years old, from Unova, and moved to Lumiose City. She mostly trains ice and ghost types, and her ace Pokemon is a Mega Evolving Frostlass. She's cold and uncaring, but pretends to care out of repression of her darkness. She has ice magic, but can't cast Snowgrave. Yet. In general, Everest brought a really interesting dilemma to the front. Is it better to be yourself instead of a lie if your true self is horrible? Eventually, Everest does start hurting others with her ice magic around the city, and that's what brings my second OC to Lumiose. Strawberry Milk is a member of the International Police and from Paldea. She mostly has a pastel sugary vibe to her. She's secretly very intelligent, however, albeit a bit spoiled and manipulative as well, and can see things as a bit black and white. Though she has her negative qualities, Strawberry Milk only wants to stop evil in the world, and is a good person at heart. Strawberry Milk eventually moved to Lumiose City to work on stopping Everest. While there, she ended up temporarily teaming up with Corbeau to stop Everest. And this is where things get interesting. Because, you see, Strawberry Milk and Corbeau end up falling in love. We probably should get this out of the way. I am a shipper. 50% of the time involves my OCs, 50% it's just me being delusional about random characters. I'd talk more about the ship, but then we'd be here an hour, and I'll spare you all. About Strawberry Milk in general. Strawberry Milk is 24 years old, lives in Lumiose at the moment, but was born in Paldea. She mostly trains grass and fairy types, and her ace is a Zarina with the grass Terra type. She's sweet but intelligent, and while she isn't perfect, she means the best. And that's it for Everest and Strawberry Milk. I recently made these two AOCs for Pokemon Legends ZA, but they turned out to be a lot more. Alright, thanks for tuning in today!